Hey there, and welcome to our Golf.com pick segment. Ryan Asselta joined as always by Zak, and we're getting you ready for the WGC-Mexico Championship. Sean, as the tour takes a quick pit stop away from the Florida swing, they head to Mexico City for a big WGC event. Of course, a loaded field, no cuts in this event. Who do you like down there in Mexico City?
I don't usually try to replicate a field from last year or a leaderboard, but Tommy Fleetwood played here really well last year. He's playing the best golf of his life. He won in Europe earlier this year. No missed cuts since September. Like, all signs point to Fleetwood.
Yeah, Sean, Fleetwood playing some good golf, played well down at the Honda last week as well. I'm going to the guy who played well last year in Mexico, and that's Jon Rahm. T3 down there. He finished with a 67-68. He liked that first taste of the course down in Mexico City. Been playing great golf for a couple months now. He won the Career Builder, backed that up with a T11 at the Waste Management. And a stat that I kind of like here is Rahm is second in strokes gained off the tee. He's only behind DJ, who, of course, is the defending champ down there in Mexico City. This guy plays big in big events. Remember that stretch through the playoffs? 4 events. His worst finish was 7th in the playoffs. I like Jon Rahm down there in Mexico this week. How about a value pick? A lot of the top-ranked players in the world will be there a little further on down the rankings. Who do you like?
Yeah, the ball flies at altitude down there, and Thomas Pieters is an absolute bomber. I mean, this leaderboard last year had a bunch of bombers on it, and guys that can get streaky with a putter. That's exactly who Thomas Pieters is. So will he contend? I think so. I mean, he played pretty well at the Honda, so he's clicking in his game right now. I think he's a pretty good bet.
All right, I'm going with Phil Mickelson this week. He fared well last year as well. He was 1 stroke off the lead after 54 holes last year down in Mexico. Ended up fading, finishing 7th with a 71 on Sunday. But Lefty's been playing great golf. Top 10s in his last 3 consecutive events. And I got another stat for you, Sean. 5th in strokes gained putting this year for Phil. The last time he was ever that high was 2013. Of course, that was the year of his last win on the PGA Tour as well. I like Lefty down there this week. Who are you staying away from in Mexico City this week?
Yeah, the guy you said to stay away from last week, Kevin Kisner. We're not loving him on this show right now, and I'm not loving him this week. It's just he doesn't hit that far. He's struggling right now. 79 on Thursday last week. It's just not clicking for Kisner.
All right, I'm going to stay away from Patrick Reed. He's missed his last 2 cuts on tour. Did not play well last year down there. 61st out of 76 players last year. 212th in driving accuracy right now on the PGA Tour. That's a guy who is spraying it around all over the place. I say hands off on Patrick Reed. All right, that's going to do it for this week's Golf Pick segment. For Sean, I'm Ryan. We'll see you next week.